Beyond the Dream is one of those movies where I can see exactly why people would like it more than I did. I had a good time with it, and when it leans into the thriller side, I was locked in. But every time it started building tension, it seemed to pull back into the romance. If you're giving me a romantic thriller, I need both sides to really show up. Before I get into it, like and follow if you're into movie reviews, where we actually say what worked and what didn't. The movie follows Lee Chi-lok, a man living with schizophrenia who once believed he was dating Yan Yan, except Yan Yan wasn't real. Then he meets Yip Nam, a psychology student researching delusions, dreams, love, and mental illness. Chi-lok becomes part of her research, she becomes his counselor, and the line between therapy, attraction, fantasy, and reality gets very messy. And that setup is really good. You have a guy who has already experienced a romantic relationship entirely in his mind, and now he's getting emotionally attached to the real person counseling him about that exact problem. Is he seeing Yip Nam for who she really is? Is he replacing Yan Yan with her? Is Yip Nam helping him, using him for a dissertation, or starting to need him emotionally too? That is where I wanted the movie to live. When it does, Beyond the Dream can be effective. Chi-lok talks about Yan Yan like she was completely real. He remembers conversations, touching her, kissing her, and spending time with her. I like that because the movie doesn't treat the delusion like a cheap twist. To him, those feelings happened. The person may not have existed, but the loneliness, attachment, and heartbreak did. The counseling scenes are where the movie starts playing with reality in an interesting way. Yip Nam asks what attracted him to Yan Yan, and some of those feelings start connecting back to Yip Nam herself. Now his fantasy and his real attraction are overlapping, and that should have been the engine of the entire movie. Instead, once Yip Nam and Chi-lok get closer, the movie spends more and more time simply being a romance. We get the secret meetings, attraction, emotional confessions, arguments, and all the complications around whether they can actually be together. None of that is necessarily bad. Some of it is sweet. My issue is that I kept waiting for the thriller side to push harder against it. Personally, if you tell me something is a romantic thriller, I want balance. I can watch a straight romance. I can watch a straight thriller. But if you're mixing the two, either give me 50-50 or lean toward the thriller. This movie for me leans too far toward romance, and that is where I started getting bored. The frustrating part is that the thriller material is already sitting there. Yan Yan returns in Chi-lok's mind. He struggles to separate what is real from what isn't. Yip Nam crosses a massive professional boundary by becoming romantically involved with someone she is counseling. Dr. Fung warns her about transference and countertransference. All of that can create serious tension without turning the movie into cheap horror. The relapse scene is probably the best example of what I wanted more of. Yan Yan starts attacking Chi-lok's relationship with Yip Nam, telling him she will leave him and that he doesn't deserve her. Yip Nam is trying to pull him back into reality while he is caught between the real woman in front of him and the voice he can't shut out. That scene has romance, psychology, fear, and tension happening at the same time. That is the balance I wanted from the whole movie. I'll also give the movie credit for not making Yip Nam some perfect savior. At first, Chi-lok is useful to her research. Then she becomes emotionally involved with him, even though she knows the rules. Her professor explains why those boundaries exist, yet Yip Nam convinces herself her feelings make the situation different. That makes the relationship more interesting. But the movie spends so much time asking me to invest in that relationship that the suspense starts disappearing. There were stretches where I wasn't wondering what would happen next. I was just watching two damaged people have a complicated romance. That may work perfectly for someone who came primarily for the love story. It didn't fully work for me. Real talk, Beyond the Dream didn't need less romance because romance is bad. It needed the romance to create more tension. The best version of this movie is one where every step closer between Chi-lok and Yip Nam also makes you more nervous. Said there are too many moments where the movie settles into their relationship, and once it does that, the thriller loses its teeth. I did like what the ending was going for. After everything Yip Nam gives up, including the career she wanted, she goes back to Chi-lok thinking they can finally be together without the counselor-patient barrier. And he is the one who tells her it is time to wake up from their dreams. That works because the whole movie has been about people confusing what they desperately want with what is actually healthy or real. So yeah, Beyond the Dream is not a bad movie. I enjoyed parts of it. The central idea is genuinely interesting, and there are moments where the psychological side really works. But for my taste, the romance takes up too much oxygen and the thriller never gets enough room to become as tense as it could have been. I had moments where I was honestly bored, and I don't see myself watching it again. For me, Beyond the Dream is a solid 6 out of 10. Worth watching once if the premise interests you, especially if you like romance with a psychological edge. But if you're coming in hoping for a thriller that keeps tightening the screws, you may end up wanting more than the movie gives you. What did you think? Did the romance work for you? Or did you also wish the thriller side went further? Let me know. And like and follow for more movie reviews.